Today, we're going to be talking about why you continue to attract broke people to your home service business. And it really comes down to one reason, at least in this video. The conversation that I feel like is the most high leverage, at least right now, and that's top of mind for me, at least right now, really comes down to messaging. Boom, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Axiom Core Digital's YouTube channel, where we talk about marketing for home service businesses. If you like success, increasing revenue, increasing lead volume, increasing lead quality, and everything in regards to marketing your home service business, this is the channel for you. That's all we talk about. The highest leverage reason why you might be attracting broke people in your home service business when it comes to your advertising or the people that are filling out your forms, you're always getting price rejections, or price objections, you're always getting discount requests, can you go lower? What's your best price? All this bullshit. And all of your competitors are closing deals for, way more money than you are. I typically work with hardscapers and pool builders. And the average price is like, anywhere from like 80,000 all the way up to like 100,000, 250,000 per job. If you find yourself in that boat where, you're constantly having to give discounts, you're constantly struggling over price, it might be because of what you're saying in your ads, right? So let's talk about messaging. What does messaging mean? Messaging is simply just every form of communication between you and your prospect, you and your lead. So it's not just what you say, even though it's largely what you say, but it's who's speaking, it's what you're wearing, it's where you are. It's every type of signal or communication form that you could possibly send to the end user right now. You know what I mean? So for example, if you build luxury pools, let's say, right? You might make an ad that says, hey, I just built a pool for $300,000 for my client here in Beverly Hills, or you know what I mean? And every aspect of what you're saying is communicating, hey, I build luxury pools and my clients are typically much more well off. They're much more wealthy, and this is how you can position your business to kind of attract the people that you would want to serve, right? Why is this important? When it comes to advertising, oftentimes when we think about our offer as a home service business owner, we're constantly going to discounts, we're going to promos, we're going to deals, you know what I mean? So like, let's say, what's a common offer that you hear in the home service space? You might hear something like money off, 10% off, discounts, XYZ, you get the gist, right? When you use these types of things to essentially make people lock in and make people pay attention to your advertisement, this is the exact thing that's going to attract the type of people that are constantly going to ask for discounts. You are literally putting out messaging that attracts people that are broke, that don't have money, and that are going to make you wrestle them for payment. An example that I can give, I used to run a cleaning company. Back when I ran my cleaning company, I read Alex Hormozy's book and I would listen to a bunch of Alex Hormozy videos, and they would always talk about, well, your offer has to be good. You got to make an offer so good they would feel dumb saying no. And I said, okay, being a little less experienced back then, I said, what is an offer that I can make that would be so good that a potential prospect or a potential client wouldn't say no? And the only thing that I could come up with was, we could clean the house for free. Who would say no to a free house cleaning, right? So I thought to myself, okay, this is wild, this is crazy, it sounds great, but how are you gonna make this possible? There was a company named Homoglow, and their offer was essentially like you could get your home cleaned for like $19 or something ridiculous like that, right? And I pretty much tried to funnel hack them and try to figure out how are they able to offer a home cleaning for $19. Well, it turns out that it's actually just a contract. Like you get a $19 home cleaning, I think, for your first time, and then you got to get a certain amount of cleanings afterwards, XYZ, blah, 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 whatever. I said, you know what? Okay, we can offer a free home cleaning, but the way that we'll do it is it's going to be behind buying 3 deep cleans as a package, right? And these deep cleans are gonna be way more expensive than our normal deep cleans. These deep cleans are gonna be like, let's say double or triple the price of a typical deep clean. And what we would do is every time that somebody bought a package of 3 deep cleans, I would take a third of that a third of the revenue, put it aside, and then once they bought the 3, I would say, hey, here's your free home cleaning, your free deep clean for your home. And I would put this all throughout my messaging. I would put it in my hooks. I would put it in, everything or whatever. And before I launched that offer, I really, really struggled to get leads. It was a thing where it was like, how am I gonna get, I can't even get on the phone with people because nobody is opting in. Google LSA was inconsistent. Thumbtack was absolute shit. It was a complete shit show. So I struggled to get leads. I struggled to get traffic in general. And then I launched the offer where I was offering the free home cleaning. And just like that, I launched it on Facebook ads, and I was getting lead after lead after lead after lead. And I was like, man, this is great. It's amazing, And then once I got on the phone with these people, dude, they literally wanted their home cleaned for free. Surprise, surprise, right? Like, nobody wanted to pay the prices that I was thinking. And it didn't surprise me that they didn't want the 3 deep clean package. Honestly, nobody even asked about the free home cleaning package. They just wanted their home cleaned, right? The thing was, they didn't even want to pay the standard. I already expected people to not want to pay this 3 package deal where, I'm obviously overcharging them to try and make up for the free home cleaning. But they didn't even want to pay the regular. It was simply just because of the messaging that I used in my advertisements. I'm literally saying you can get your home cleaned for free. And now I'm surprised when people call my phone and they want a home cleaning for free. It doesn't make sense. So what you want to do, there is an example of a guy and he offered home detailing services. Think about that. He didn't offer home cleaning. He offered a home detailing service, right? So what he would do is he would start his video by saying, I charge $1,000 for a home cleaning. Let me know if you think it's worth it. And then he would go through all of the aspects and every single part of why he charges so much. And he's pulling out drains from showers and he's cleaning stuff, and he gets very, very, very detailed in his home cleaning, right? And this is the example, this is an exact example of how your messaging in your advertisements, and not just in your advertisements, but in your content post, in your headlines, in everything that you do, your messaging kind of determines who's going to even opt into your forms in the first place. Because somebody that lives in a 1-bedroom apartment in a low income, neck of the woods that has about $20 in their bank account that doesn't even want to pay a $25 deposit, they're not going to watch a video of somebody saying, hey, I charge $1,000 for a home clean, and then say, yeah, sounds like he's talking to me. You know what I mean? That's naturally going to filter out all of the price sensitive people. As soon as somebody that's price sensitive hears $1,000 for a home clean, oh, no, I'm not even going to reach out to you, right? That automatically acts as a filter. And now anybody that's coming to him, if all over his messaging, he just has $1,000 for a home clean, $1,000 for a home clean, right? Anybody that's going to reach out to him, they're automatically going to be, kind of prepared. They're going to have that ice broken. They're going to be more of his ideal customer profile, his ICP, right? So when it comes to messaging, we want to make sure that we're staying away from discount language. We want to make sure that we're staying away from, you can get this for free, or you can get 10% off, or you can get, no, you run a business and you understand your numbers. You understand what price you need to be at in order to continue to do business, right? And anybody that is not coming to you, or anybody that comes to you that can't pay these prices, are simply just not your ideal client. And you need to adjust your advertisements in order to attract your ideal client. So how do we attract our ideal client? Number one, right? We have to think about who our ICP is. Who are we marketing to, right? And whoever is in your ads, whoever is the spokesperson of your advertisement, needs to be like them, right? So if you're selling, let's say, weight loss for women, right? It would probably be a good idea. I could probably sell weight loss for women. I look strong, I look, humbly speaking, I look like a personal trainer. The issue is I don't look like a woman. You know what I mean? So when I'm putting my ad out on Facebook and Andromeda, they're going to take this video and say, who's speaking in this video? Okay, it's a muscular black guy, right? I'm probably going to show this to other black men that are interested in fitness. But if I'm marketing to, maybe an overweight white woman, or maybe a white woman that wants to put on, some healthy weight and wants to fill out her curves or whatever, I should probably find somebody that looks like their ideal outcome and say, hey, I worked with Tochi in his fitness program and I gained this much weight in this much time, or I dropped this much weight in this much time. So it's really about tailoring the language of your offer and tailoring who's saying it, right? Where you are. Don't be in a McDonald's talking about how to, that might work in like a reverse psychology type of way, but don't be in a bank talking about how to lose weight. You know what I mean? Don't be in a one bedroom apartment trying to sell luxury homes. You know what I mean? If your goal is to attract people that are looking to put on weight or looking to lose weight, if your goal is to attract people that are trying to lose weight, you probably want to be in a gym, right? If your goal is to build pools or to build luxury outdoor living spaces in people's backyards, you probably want to be in an environment where you've done great work. You probably want to have like a big ass house in the background to show like, hey, this is not like, a company that does like small little walkway jobs and stuff like that. Like, we like luxury outdoor spaces. This is what we specialize in. We specialize in luxury outdoor living, right? This way, everything that we say, what we wear, who we are, who's going to be the spokesperson, and where we are, every form of communication in this piece of content is communicating to our ideal client, right? In addition to that, we want to also make sure that we are entering the internal conversation of our ICP, right? So you got to think like, okay, if I'm speaking to a wealthy person and I'm trying to build a pool in their backyard, do I think a wealthy person is going to be more concerned with saving money or saving time? Do I think a wealthy person is going to be more concerned with saving money or having the job done correctly the first time? Do I think a wealthy person is going to be more concerned with the quality of the job and how it makes their home look, right? And the safety of their children, the quality of their experience? Or do I think that they want $1,000 off in their pool? The issue is, oftentimes we sell from our own perspective, right? We think because a lot of us are poor, you know what I mean? And when I say poor, I don't mean like literally like poor. I mean simply just not rich and not having the freedom and autonomy that you want. A lot of us sell from a perspective of, I have this much money, I would want to save money. I know people that want to save money. We're surrounded by a bunch of people that want to save money, right? So this is the messaging that we go forward with because we think this is how the rest of the world behaves and acts. But if you have ever served a more wealthy individual, you know that getting them to pay the money is not the problem. The problem is, how quickly can this be done correctly? Are you going to have to go back and do revisions on the work? You know what I mean? Is this going to be quality work? Can I trust you, right? And can I trust you quickly? How easy is my experience going to be when working with you? So if we know that this is the internal conversation that they're having in their mind, we want to speak directly to that. We don't want to speak directly to, a concern about discounts, prices, free estimates. Side note, I don't really understand the logic of offering a free estimate. A free estimate is a standard, right? So it's just like, free estimate is not an offer, right? Now, let's be clear. Offering a consultation, offering an estimate can be an offer, but it has to be packaged correctly. Simply just saying free estimate doesn't make sense because it's almost like saying like, oh, I don't have to pay for you to tell me how much it's going to cost for you to fix this hole in my wall. Thank you so much. I'm going to jump on this right now. Aside from the fact that every other fucking business in existence is offering a free estimate, I simply just don't care. Like, if you're not offering a free estimate, it's fine. I'm just going to fucking Google it or ask ChatGPT how much it should cost. And then I'm going to just start price shopping. What you want to do is you want to position your offer, position your consultation, position your estimate as just that, as a consultation. Like, this is not an estimate. This is a sit down conversation where we can really understand your needs and figure out how we can get you to your desired outcome as fast and as seamless as possible, right? Because this is messaging that resonates with people that value their time and value their ease of experience. People don't fly first class because it's cheaper. People don't fly first class for the same reasons that people fly economy. People fly first class because of comfort and ease of experience. That's the logic that we want to use, right? So if we are continuously attracting broke people in our home service business, the first thing that I would look at is our messaging. What does our headline say? What does our hook say? Where are we shooting these ads? What type of offer are we serving to these people? What are we saying to them? What is our messaging like? Are we speaking to broke people or are we speaking to wealthy people? Are we speaking to people that are gonna ask for discounts and that are gonna be overly price sensitive? Or are we speaking to people that are just gonna send the money and say, tell me when it's done? Yeah, I think I'm done. Hope this helped. I know it was a rough first video, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really see my format changing. I really like to just be able to pump these videos out and just just word vomit whatever value that I have to offer. So if you're a home service business and you like business conversations, anything that is marketing, sales, lead quality, lead volume, funnels, headlines, everything like that in terms of your home service business, I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and this has been Axiom Core Digital. All right, see ya, bye.